Hi, my loves. I hope everyone is well. We are about to get some messages from our angels, saints, ancestors, and guides. We're going to invite them into our space and provide love and divine messages for our highest and greatest good. Just tap in, let me know you're here. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to support our channel. All right, so we're using the tarot deck here. I feel like Three of Swords, bottom of the deck, could be playing out. So let's see. I already tapped that. I might have. Maybe somebody likes to double dip. Let's see. Ace of Cups, Queen of Wands. Ooh, look at how beautiful this is. I feel like someone might be thinking about what they want for their future. They could be someone who's very talented. Maybe there are skills that you have. I get leadership, influencer, someone who like dreams big, someone who's very creative and in touch with their emotions, maybe even very empathetic and even psychic. I feel like you have a strong connection to the spiritual realm, or you're very in tune with nature. I feel like water is very strong for you. You could scry, but you could just very much be kind of wishing, you know, usually by a fountain. You might throw a wish or two into the fountain. So it could be something that's coming in for you. All right, so let's see what this is. Queen of Wands energy. Fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sag, but doesn't have to be. Someone who's passionate, someone who's a dreamer, but also makes things happen. You could be very creative. You may get a lot of influence or ideas outside and then put them into action. I feel like you take action towards things. You're very actionable. Ten of Cups, Ace of Cups, Ten of Cups. Interesting. I feel like what you're doing from a place of love. Okay. There is this family dynamic here. There is this wish fulfillment here that could be, tied to the Ace of Cups. So you could be dreaming about having a new experience, maybe somewhere that maybe now you don't feel super fulfilled where you're at. Like there's this, remaining, like, it's almost like there's a cage here. So I want to say caged up, but I don't know that's totally what's happening here. I feel like there's been a major transformation and you see things totally differently than maybe how you used to see them. And so maybe that's changed what your desires are now. I feel like you're being seen as very confident, secure, a go-getter, someone who, like looks could be deceiving when it comes to you. Like you may be innocent looking, but deep down, like you're a lion, you're ferocious. Like you're Daniel, you know what I mean? Four of Wands. You're here to create change. You're here to break maybe the barriers of how things have been done. I feel like you're a change maker, right? Like the old way of systems and structures and what's secure and foundational. I feel like you kind of reimagine those kinds of things. And so you might be someone who's meant to be a leader in a space that maybe doesn't exist because everyone's stuck in the illusion that, the matrix is the cage being represented here. I feel like there's this awakeness that's happened so that there can be something built better going forward towards change, evolution. There's closure, there's destiny here. Okay. There's an old chapter and a new chapter. Maybe what you thought you wanted before you no longer want. Like things have shifted for you. Your priorities have shifted, right? Maybe the life where you have it now is no longer desirable. It's not fulfilling. So there's change here that you're bringing to the table. And I feel like it's destined for you. It could be someone coming in too. Who's this King of Wands coming in? Ah, let's see who this is. I feel like, you know, there is this like turning of the tides, if you will. Look, 9 of Pentacles. I feel like you're someone who does do things on your own. You're very independent, stable, secure. Maybe this, you kind of hide from people, or not everybody gets to see this part of you. But I feel like when things do come out and revealed, like there's a bit of surprise. I feel like you're a bit of a loner. You don't have to be though. But I do feel like there was something made here as a result of effort, but it was like one step at a time. And I feel like you did a lot of this alone. And then here's this King of Wands. I feel like this King of Wands might be coming towards you with a solid offer. Okay, this might have been like taken a while, or it may not be all that, you know, it may not be like a golden ticket out of the gate, but I feel like it could be something that they want to work with you on. All right, this Knight of Pentacles, when I'm looking at it, it's kind of like someone has a project or someone has something unfinished. You know, maybe someone needs help with something. All right, this King of Wands would be a partner to this Queen of Wands, and there's a 4 of Wands. So, you know, there's a reason why maybe something didn't work out in the past, and now something new is around the horizon here. This could be a commitment, a project that reaches like a desired outcome. There's celebration here. There's a party. This could be like a wedding. It's kind of like a fupa here. So someone may want to work with you, kind of see where things go. This might require to overcome some things, like maybe there's considerations here that you might need to make. There might need to be some diligence in what you're doing as well. Maybe there's something that you do well, and it might take you to the next level. I feel like your commitment, your dedication, it shows. Like your hard work shows. And people see you as someone who's like really good at what you do. So I feel like you're respected in your field. There could be some sort of like needing to save money for the sake of something. All right, so there's some side messages there for you guys. Let's see what actually comes out. Yeah, look at the Fool card's coming out. So I'm getting like, this is a new direction. This could be a new opportunity or a new life. Like, you know, I'm getting like maybe traveling and seeing the sights, or working and enjoying life, however that is for you. But with the Fool card, I'm getting like there is new experience or new things coming in. I'm getting it's like working towards new goals, new projects, new collaborations, new team maybe, or working on something with like-minded souls in some capacity. So if you're waiting for an offer, I feel like, you know, there's a need to not allow interference or past energy come back in to try to spoil this. All right, so what do you want to say about the Devil here? I feel like okay, so what I'm getting is like, don't let fear get the best of you. Like whatever this opportunity or new direction is, it's for you. And the ego, you know, is going to want to try to hold you back because the ego is trying to keep you safe. But you no longer let the ego drive. Jesus has got your wheel now, or God's got the wheel, or, you know, I'm kidding. But 3 of Swords and the Devil. I feel like somebody, you know, sees your success from afar, and there's some sort of like heartbroken energy here. But I'm also getting like maybe what you're collaborating on is what you've been through and how you've overcome it. You may do this with a group, okay? Or there's some sort of project that you could contribute to that helps others through this path, because you have been able to be free and clear from this. Sometimes a lot of people really struggle with this, and there's something that you've experienced in your life that you're meant to share with others in some way. Okay, so it could just be like you're a teacher in a situation, because sometimes the devil energy shows up as our subconscious teaching us something, right? And so usually what we experience can be difficult, but it's teaching us something about how we're showing up in the earthly realm, because the devil also talks about like earthly desires and the things that we allow to manipulate and control us. And I feel like there was some heartbreak here that, really affected, something that you may have had to let go of. And there was change here, but it was for growth and development, most importantly. And I feel like, there's a need to kind of like look back at the past with some forgiveness and compassion. It really did work out in your favor. However, there could be energy here going through some pain and suffering, because they're being, there's this manipulation and control and fear here. So, this could represent your energy, or maybe what you freed yourself from. Maybe you were surrounded by, this kind of energy, and as a result, like, you chose to do something different, and it was a catalyst of changes for you, maybe even a spiritual awakening. Okay? I feel like you woke up to see what is possible. And I feel like because you were almost saved, right? Like, this was a blessing, your experience. I feel like it woke you up to what's possible. And so you're no longer settling for what's not possible. Okay? You don't believe in the impossible. Seven of Swords. Yeah, I feel like, there was this deception and snake in the grass, and just people trying to do what they can to disturb your peace and happiness, because they don't have any for themselves. They can't have a clear mind or soul like you, because they are constantly having to remember what they have going on in their life. So I feel like there's a mindset shift here. Yeah, look, Five of Pentacles. There's this abandonment here, right? There's this aloneness, this darkness, this shadow that almost gets the best of you if you allow it. And then there's this like not wanting to go in where it's warm and probably food and, dry. They could probably be dry, and get some sort of counsel of some kind. And it's like someone's being guided towards the light. And the Five of Pentacles, it's up to them whether they choose that path or not. So this is like a dark night of the soul, even maybe an ego death. All right, so I feel like there's, someone has decisions to make, right? And so it's up to them to decide what path they're on. Okay. What do we get? The World card, the Knight of Cups, Ten of Wands, Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like, someone's doing better on the other side of this, and someone's still dealing with their decisions and directions taken that have created a lot of strife in their life, and they're feeling like, they're missing out on some sort of love opportunity here. But I feel like you've surpassed this. You've overcome this. Like, this was something that you have successfully completed. So I feel like you have a sense of completion, even if there's been no completion or closure. I feel like you have closure where somebody else may not figure out that they do, but I don't think that they're able to give you what you want anyway. And that's the closure, right? Is the knowingness that someone is better on their own. And I feel like that's been proven, that someone is better off on their own than with whoever this person is, this Casanova type. I feel like the recognition here is that somebody needs to deal with their own stuff, and you can't force anybody else to take on their own burdens and deal with them, right? I feel like somebody made a decision and they're now experiencing the results of that decision. And I'm getting like you weren't part of those decisions, all right? You're definitely in a different position than I'd say this energy is, wouldn't you say? So that's a side note. I feel like they got themselves in a situation. And here's the thing, it's their situation, okay? They had plots and plans to do what they can to make it uncomfortable for you. And I feel like all you did was mind your own business. I feel like all you did was mind your own business. So continue to mind your own business, right? And let them deal with what they created for themselves, right? It's not resonating with you. You don't have an energetic match to this. So, you know, let's see, what's the last, let's get a couple more. Yeah, look, Ten of Swords, like they're experiencing a massive ending at this time. Okay, what came out? The World card. Yeah, it's like, yeah, look at, yeah. They want you to continue to focus on what you desire. Like you've reached new heights. Focus on who you are in this moment, not where you've been, right? Like, not that that doesn't provide value, but I feel like this person doesn't know who you are. And I don't feel like you knew who they were because they were fake. So let them watch from afar. You are the one that got away. Period. Point blank. That's it. Toodle it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye now.